Queen Calypso and the Pirate's Promise. The mighty Mississippi River was like the backbone of America, flowing wide and strong, glowing gold in the sunset. Deep down, a beautiful shining kingdom grew. This was the home of the merfolk, and their ruler was Queen Calypso. Her long silver tail sparkled, and her hair flowed like thick seaweed, decorated with little pearls and emeralds. Calypso wasn't just a queen. She was the river's heart and life. She kept the water clean and safe for all the creatures. But an old, dark shadow was creeping closer. A giant sea monster named Orbis lived in the deepest, darkest ocean. Orbis was obsessed with becoming immortal, meaning he could never die. He had heard the old legends. The Mississippi Mermaid, Queen's heart, was a magical, divine pearl, and if he stole it, he would live forever. One day, as Calypso swam near the river's mouth, the water suddenly turned cold and dark. Fish scattered in a panic. Orbis, huge and ugly, burst from the mud. His voice sounded like rocks scraping together. "Calypso!" he roared. "Your heart will be mine. I will rule this river and all the land." Calypso wasn't scared. She was angry. She grabbed her shining trident. "You will never get it, monster. I will protect this river, even if it costs me everything." The battle was enormous. Orbis slammed his massive tail, causing huge waves that shook the riverbanks. Calypso was too fast. She dodged his attacks and shot beams of bright energy from her trident that burned his tough skin. She even called on the river animals, giant sturgeons and mean alligators, to help fight. Finally, hurt but not defeated, Orbis sank back into the deep mud, roaring a promise, "I will return." After the fight, Calypso was weak and hurt. Her powers felt thin. This was when her second enemy appeared, Captain Morgan Deep-Eye, a famous greedy pirate, and his crew, the River Rots, were sailing on their ship, the Red Gecko. Morgan, who covered one eye with a gold coin, saw Calypso's bright glow. Capturing a mermaid meant riches and fame. "Get that mermaid alive!" he yelled. Calypso was healing in her cave when she heard a strange splash. It was a small boat, with a man pretending to drown. A trap. As she swam to help, a giant, strong net was thrown over her. She was caught. The pirates dragged her onto the ship, where Captain Morgan grinned. Calypso was trapped in a big glass tank, like a display toy. The pirates sailed toward New Orleans to sell her to the highest bidder. Without Calypso, the Mississippi grew sad. The water became sluggish and dirty. Fish began to die. The river itself seemed to be crying for its queen. This messy, weak water woke Orbis again. He smelled Calypso's weakness and knew it was his chance. One stormy night, as the Red Gecko sailed through a narrow channel, the water boiled. Orbis, now bigger and angrier, rose up and attacked the ship's bottom, tearing the wood with his mighty jaws. The pirates screamed and ran. This was Calypso's moment. Using a tiny, sharp piece of her broken trident, she smashed the glass tank and jumped to freedom. The water exploded into a three-way fight. Orbis tried to crush the ship and reach Calypso. The angry pirates shot cannons and harpoons at the monster. Calypso tried to fight both. Then Calypso made a hard choice. Orbis was the biggest danger to everyone. She swam up to Captain Morgan, who was trying to steer the sinking ship. "Pirate," she shouted, "help me, and I will give you a treasure bigger than your wildest dreams. Spanish gold hidden deep in the Mississippi." Morgan thought for a second. A monster, a mermaid, and gold. He nodded. "Lads, attack the monster." The pirates became unexpected allies. They threw everything they had, while Calypso focused all her strength on Orbis. She called the river creatures again, giant catfish and one old friendly alligator, and they rushed into the battle. Orbis pinned Calypso against a rock, his huge stony fist about to crush her. Calypso knew there was only one way. She poured all her life, all her immortality, into her sharp trident piece. It shone like a white, burning sun. She plunged it right into Orbis's open mouth. There was a massive boom. A blinding wave of energy burst out from inside Orbis, tearing him apart from the inside out. The monster let out a terrible shriek and sank to the bottom of the river, leaving only rock and bubbles. But the price was huge. The explosion threw Calypso, unconscious and almost dead, into the water. Captain Morgan and his crew watched. They saw that Calypso had sacrificed herself not for gold, but for the river. Something changed in the greedy captain's heart. He ordered his men, "Save her! Get her back to the river." They lifted Calypso and gently placed her back into the water. As Calypso's body touched the Mississippi water, a miracle happened. A soft golden light came from the river, bringing her back to life. The water cleaned itself, the fish returned, and the current flowed fast again. The river was healing its queen. Calypso slowly opened her eyes, weak but alive. Her powers returned, though they were a little dimmer, since she had spent some of her immortality to beat the monster. She swam down and returned with chests full of gold coins from a sunken Spanish wreck. She placed them on the shore for the pirates. "You saved my life," she said. "This is your reward. But remember, if you ever try to harm my river, I will return myself." Morgan nodded seriously. "Your word is our bond, Queen." The pirates, rich and changed, sailed away. Some say Morgan became a respected merchant in New Orleans, always honoring the river. Calypso slowly healed, but the battle had left its mark. Her glow was a little fainter. Centuries passed. Calypso's story spread. But sometimes on stormy nights, sailors swear they hear a faint, horrible scream coming from the depths, a reminder that the monster's darkness is never fully gone. Today, when a steamboat passes on the Mississippi, some folks say they hear a soft, sweet song beneath the waves. It is Calypso, still watching, still singing, an eternal